Howdy, boys and girls. Welcome back to the Sweaty Plebs podcast. This is episode 4. We are here with Dylan and I, Faulkner. And
Yes, my name is Faulkner,
yes, it
and
is. And
his name is Dylan.
I am Dylan. And
Mhm.
this week we got some news to go over, but we'll spend most of our time talking about season 2 of Apex Legends, since that's pretty much our primary game that we're gonna play probably for the next 3 months. We'll have some other games in
Yep,
there to fuck arounds, but for the most part, that's gonna be our primary game. So let's
yep.
do some quick housekeeping though. We are now on Spotify, so you can just search Sweaty Plebs on Spotify and find us. And what else? I was listening to some of their podcasts, and the audio's not the best, so I'm gonna keep working on that. Toying with our audio mix on on a recording device or recording platform, and then see if that fixes it. And then
Mhm.
if you're not using Spotify, we're gonna put the RSS feed in our description. So let's go ahead and move on to the news.
What kind of news was there? Was it good news? Did any of the
It's,
news make you happy?
I don't know if
Or was
anything.
it a down week like last week?
Well, it's a little bit interesting stuff here and there. You know, I don't
Hmm.
know about good news or bad news. We'll just start from the top, I guess. So Paradox. I don't know. Are you familiar with Paradox?
I am. I know they make the like the Civ style games. I want to say they make Stellaris, right?
Yeah,
Stellaris.
yeah. So they
Yep.
make
Okay.
in the Xbox or console world, they're not that big, but they're known for the grand strategy games on PC mostly. But yeah, they have Stellaris, they have Surviving Mars on PC or on console, and they have
Hmm.
City Skyline.
Yes.
Yeah.
Never
So
forget that one.
I don't. So how they do their DLC, I don't know if you're familiar. How they do it is they launch the title, and then they have one game that has like 32 expansion packs since it got
Yeah.
released in like 2016. So they release large content packs at a higher price, and they release small like visual content packs for a smaller price, and they're constantly putting out new content packs. They recently made a comment about Epic and Steam, and they pretty much sided with Epic in the sense that they believe the developer split that Steam has, the 70-30 split, is terrible for developers, and they approve of like don't necessarily approve of maybe the exclusivity, but the the reasoning
The way
behind
that,
their drive to do that, why they're
yeah.
doing it. So there's some people shitting on Paradox because of the way they do their DLCs, right? Some people feel that, and I think these are coming from people that don't play Paradox games, that have the context of experiencing what a Paradox, like buying a Paradox game, playing it, the base game, and then adding the add-ons.
Yeah. From what I understand is really if you are getting in on the ground floor, you're not you know not to expect the full experience of the game.
Yeah.
Just off the way that they run their business and
Well,
how
yes and
much that
no.
they do put out.
Yes and no, because like if you get the base game, like I play a lot of Paradox games, their
Hmm.
base game is a full complete game. Like you don't need to play you don't need the expansions to experience the full game. These are things like add-ons that build on top of it, but you can get
Yeah,
hundreds and hundreds of hours without ever touching an expansion pack.
which sounds fine to me, but
Yeah.
for the
Whereas,
the
yeah,
full good experience from at least from what I've heard about Paradox games in the past is you do really want to wait until some of those updates have gone out.
yeah. Like I've read around in like some expansion packs you don't need. What's kind of cool is like you can mix and match the different features that actually may interest you, and you can still play the full game, right? Which is
Yeah.
a lot different than let's take Destiny for example, right? You can't really mix and match, or Destiny 2 is probably a better example. Mix and match their expansions. You essentially have to, like, if you want
You
to
got to
play
do
the
them
most
in
up, you
order,
got to get them
pretty
all.
much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas that one, you really don't have to play them all to appreciate the game. You can just get the base model and just play the vanilla and still appreciate the game. Whereas Destiny 2 doesn't have that feel.
I mean, Destiny to me just has a spoiled feel, no matter what.
Still a sour taste. Yeah.
Can never go back.
But so let's go back to like the topic of the 70-30 split.
Hmm.
And that's kind of like a lot of people shit on Epic because of the exclusives, but they do have a point on, and it's not very pro consumer to have the exclusives, but it's kind of pro developer in the split that they have, which is semi pro consumer, right? Because if developers have more money, then they can keep making more content for the consumer.
Yeah.
Right. So it's kind of like a
I mean, as long as
weird
that's
dichotomy, right?
yeah.
So I think that's always going to be an ongoing battle. I think PC players especially are a little bit more salty. I mean, us as being console players, this is kind of like,
Nothing bothers me really.
this is like par for the
As long as
course.
your
Is
game
like,
works.
yeah, like Sony has their stuff, Nintendo has their stuff, Xbox, like it's like kind of like what you do. It's like
Yeah.
breathing air.
Just hey, I'm not gonna play Mario on Xbox. I mean,
Yeah, it's just not gonna happen. It's
maybe
fine.
someday, but
You know what's crazy though? You could own like an Xbox and a Switch and still be cheaper than buying a PC, like a decent gaming PC.
I mean, I do that right now
I know. That's what I'm saying though. Like
for that
so-
reason.
Yeah. So I used to be a huge PC gamer, and that's kind of why I went to console space. Was like, I don't have the time to keep up to date. Like, just give me a piece of hardware I know is gonna work,
Yep.
and I'm good.
I've always been interested in moving into the PC space, but just building it all and keeping it up to date, and keeping or having a machine that will play the games that you want them to. I think
Yeah.
it's just easier to go with consistency and ease for me personally.
Sure.
Plus, that's where
Absolutely.
my friends play. So
Absolutely. And which kind of goes into, I guess, the next kind of topic is just talking about consoles, right? So recently there was an article published stating that Sony's going to focus on hardcore gamers. And I guess a lot of indie developers, we play a lot of indie games, especially you. So a lot of indie developers feel a little
Yeah.
slighted on that comment.
I mean, to me that sounds wrong. I would say hardcore gamers are more likely to play indie games.
That's what I thought too.
I get what they think is the case, or what they think hardcore means, but to me that seems a little bit more casual.
Yeah, it's the opposite, right? So when they say hardcore, I think that what they really mean is AAA pub developers.
Yeah,
I think that's what they
which
really
to
mean.
me is a bit more casual.
Yeah, right. Because the casuals are gonna they're talking about essentially where the money's at, and that's in AAA development, and that's where all the casual people play, right? So it
Very
shows how
confusing all.
disconnected they are.
Yeah.
Right. Like I don't know if I consider myself hardcore. I guess I'm definitely more hardcore than a casual. But there's a lot of casual people that play games just as much as we do, hours wise.
I mean, I believe it. I would say we're definitely more on the hardcore side of gamers, at least as far or what I would determine or define a gamer as.
Yeah.
This is just crazy to me. I don't know why you would feel slighted. To me, it's just PR speak
Yeah.
that Sony was doing. I don't think there's anything to get really mad about, but if indie developers are going to get mad at Sony, I'm fine with that because I'm not really in that ecosystem.
It's true.
So if they're going to put more effort into, getting onto the Switch or
Game Pass.
A
A lot of indie titles on Game Pass, man. So
I mean, there's a lot, and there's more.
yeah.
There's always more.
So I think indie developers are gonna be fine. I don't think they're gonna be hurting.
Yeah. I mean,
But-
I'm almost certain most of indie sales aren't on Xbox or PlayStation anyways. They're probably on the computer or
Yeah.
PC or on Switch at this point.
Yeah, I would definitely say a Switch is definitely more of an indie console than.
I mean, that's basically all I play on the Switch is indie games and Nintendo exclusives. That's it. So that, I mean, just if you're making a game that is, I don't want to say lower quality, but doesn't need to run on, like a high-end PC or max out a console.
Mm-hmm.
Just make something that'll run on the Switch. You'll make way more money that way.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think it's great. It'd be cool if they had like a just spitball. I'm just talking out. If Nintendo did an indie pass or a Nindy pass,
That would be nice.
and it's an add-on
just-
to your online, so it's like an extra couple bucks. Let's say $2 more. It's an upgrade.
I mean,
you get the Nindy pass with your Nintendo Online.
isn't that basically what they already have for like the NES games?
Yeah, but no, I don't play any of those. Let's be real.
Oh, I don't play them at all.
Yeah, exactly. If they're SNES games, I'd be interested. But
If they were Game Boy or Game Boy Advance games, I'd be interested.
yeah, but I mean, I like Nintendo, but it's really hard to go back to those NES games. It's like I
It's
have no
not fun.
interest. No,
They're not fun.
no, they're not. I mean, they try to sell it like it's like I did fuck around with Excite Bike like 2 months ago, but then I was like, I'm very frustrated playing this game. I think I'm done.
No. Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't think I've played that game since I was like 7.
yeah. So if they had SNES titles, 100% put me on board. Let's go.
I'd be about 60 or 70% put me on board.
Depends on the game, I guess, right?
I never had a SNES, so I don't really know any games. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm missing.
Yeah.
I mean, I have my mini SNES. I love it. I haven't touched it in
I
a
bought one
long
of those
time.
and I gave it to a friend
Yeah,
because I was just too addicted to the Switch. It's like,
I'm not
why
touching
play this whole
this.
thing?
But there's some
play
great.
Switch.
I mean, I love the SNES RPGs. So,
Yeah. I did start Mario RPG. I'll say
oh
that.
man, I love that game. So good.
Started it, got decently far, I think. I don't actually know. And then decided, yep,
I'm good.
bye. I'm going back to Switch.
Fair enough. Fair enough. So that was interesting, just to show how disconnected Sony is from, which honestly doesn't surprise me based on all their PR they've done in the past, year or 2 years. Right? They skipped E3 this year. The year before, they talked about like the cross-platform issues everyone's having with them. Like it's showing how disconnected they are from the player base.
They've seemed pretty out of touch since they've taken the huge lead in the console space.
Almost it's
seem to be kind of just
cocky.
Yeah, a little cocky, just sitting up there on their
High horse.
High horse, I guess. Yeah, looking down, saying, "We don't have to do anything. We're just gonna keep doing what we're doing,"
Yeah.
which is probably the right call if you won that big last time. But
Yeah.
it does come off as a little cocky and arrogant.
But I mean, about a year, we'll see, right? In a year, we're gonna see what's gonna happen.
A little bit more, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah,
All right, let's move to the next news. We got a lot to talk about today. So, Speedcast. Microsoft is looking to move production out of China and looking at Thailand, Indonesia because of the tariffs. And we talked about the tariffs last week. So
yeah, we briefly touched on them.
It's pretty interesting. I wonder how that's going to impact launch of Scarlet. If they're moving production, that means
they don't want to do it because they want to stick with what's tried and true for something so pivotal for their console brand. I don't have any experience personally moving a giant operation like that to a different country, but that seems like it's not the right call.
Well, they're a year and a half away from launch.
I mean, if they plan it well, yes, it could work out. But
so it's a year and a half.
I worry more.
Yeah, I don't know if they're going to get launch release date or price point. One of the two is going to happen, or both.
We don't know price point yet. We don't really know the launch release date. We know the time, or we suspect the time.
Holiday, yeah.
If I had to guess, I would think that one of those is going to not happen, and that will be price point. I'm certain they want it out next year because they have announced that it'll be out next year, and I would expect the price point to be impacted a little bit. Either because they're moving to a cheaper place, but that obviously putting in all that those man hours and setting everything up and making sure everything works correctly. That'll probably get passed on to us.
Yeah.
Or they'll just make it in China and the tariffs will be passed on to us. So not good for us either way.
What they could do, because it's Microsoft and they can eat cost, right? They one of the largest, if not one of the largest companies in the world. They could eat they could do a good price point, eat the tariff costs while they're spinning up a new production site. Because they don't make money on consoles anyways.
Yeah,
right?
that's true.
The consoles are just there to sell software. So they could eat the hardware costs, the tariff costs initially, and then spin up the new production site to get the cost back down.
I mean, that's a nice thought, but you always have to think, they are a business and
Yeah.
they're not about giving up free money for the most part.
Yeah. So that's a possible, I would have to see what the money, like the data associated, like the cost and everything would be like. But if it's feasible, if we could eat this, let's take care of our consumers because they're the ones that keep us afloat, and let's do it. You like the dogs?
Yeah.
They're fucking chasing each other like crazy. Girls.
That's what I was watching.
They're fucking nuts. Guys, get out of here.
What are you doing?
They're chasing each other. So that's I thought that was interesting. We'll see if they spin up. I mean, Microsoft's not the only company going out there, Amazon and Google, which might be interesting for the Google Stadia, which I think it isn't going to launch well.
Well, I don't have high hopes for that just in general. But are they going to be running it out of one of those countries? I feel like they would just do that in California.
Honestly, I have zero interest in Stadia. I have done zero research on price point, what the launch is going to be like, how the subscription plan is going to work. I have zero idea on any of it. I see all the news on Reddit or on the different sites, and I'm like, pass. I don't care.
I just don't even look at it. I don't care. I'm pretty ingrained in what I am.
Yeah. I'll be interested in xCloud because I'm part of the ecosystem. I'm not interested in this new ecosystem with Google. Hey.
I'm good. Calm down.
Jeez. They're getting crazy. Sorry, everyone.
Just me.
What's with this? Let's go over the next one.
So I was perusing the news on Reddit, and I'm certain Epic Game Store backlash, exclusivity. I could just say any of those words, and it'll make any PC gamer lose their mind.
Yeah.
But I read that Shenmue 3, they had that big Kickstarter announcement 2 E3s ago where they're like, hey, fund our game, we'll give it to you, blah, blah, blah.
Sure.
So they announced that, or Epic announced that they will be covering refunds for anybody who doesn't, or any PC player, I guess, who doesn't want to either get their code on a different, or on the game store or on PS4, or wait a year for Steam. They'll cover that so that the developer doesn't have to lose that funding to make the game, which I think is actually a pretty cool offer from Epic. Still doesn't really change my opinion on Epic Game Store, but I think it's a good, sort of make right that they've done.
Sure.
In the right move long term if they're going to keep doing these exclusivity deals.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, especially for things where it's like, hey, I fully expected to get this on Steam 2 years ago, and I don't want to wait an extra year just to get it on Steam. I don't want to play it on this platform.
Yeah, I think.
So, I think that's.
No, I think Epic. I think they really. It seems they're trying to do mean well with some of this stuff. That's something they don't have to do. They don't have to.
No, I would say
cover the refunds at all.
As far as the way that they've gone about this, they've not put a good product out from what I've heard. It's lacking a lot of features.
Sure.
People are worried about, who has access to your computer or whatever, blah blah blah. Um, but everything that they've done outside of that, like giving developers a better split and
Hmm.
these things where they're trying to make good when people are mad, I think have been generally okay for the most part. There's very likely some that I've missed where they've just said, fuck it. You're going
Yeah,
to play it here or you're not going to play it. But I think this is pretty cool of them to do, even though it's not obviously the ideal situation for a lot of people still.
sure. I mean, exclusivity sucks, but no one's stopping you from playing it on the PC. You're just loading it on a different launcher. Like
Yeah,
I don't understand the huge issues people have with that. Just I mean, I get well,
we'd have to do a whole podcast just on that. But
you could literally do a
there's
whole podcast. Yeah, right.
yeah,
Because like there's one really cool thing about the Epic thing is they have their own game engine, and if you use their game engine to develop your game and you put it up on
mhm,
Steam, you have to pay Epic for the use of that engine. It's like 15% or something,
yeah,
or 12% or whatever. But all the sales on the Epic store, you don't have to pay for it,
which is
which
a
is
pretty good deal since that's a pretty widely used
yeah,
engine.
yeah. So like that's
So
huge for developers because it incentivizes them to like it helps with their overhead,
mhm.
right? So now the developers are taking more money and they can develop like it like
In general, I think that the Epic Game Store is a good thing for the gaming world. They just need to work on it a lot, a lot, a lot.
sure. But one thing I was like I've talked to other people like they're comparing the Steam store to the Epic store. I was like, yeah, you're comparing a 10-year-old product to a 1-year-old product.
Steam is older than 10 years, I feel like.
Yeah, it probably is. So like it's really hard comparison to take a refined product and compare it to something that
Yeah,
newly launched. I don't think that's a fair comparison. I think you need to give it
yeah, it's
time.
like comparing a diamond to a rock, just not
Yeah, it's
there.
very different. It's just different.
Yeah,
And I think you got to give them time. And that was one thing I said. Like Epic is coming off bad now, but if they take this money and they use it and they put it back into their platform and they put it back into the community and the industry, that's
things
like
could
if
turn out all right.
they things could turn out really well actually.
Yeah,
So we could do a whole topic on Epic, even though we're not even PC gamers, which is funny, but it's an interesting
don't
topic.
even play Fortnite anymore.
No, we
I
don't
think
even
I'm
play
out of the
Fortnite.
Epic
Yeah,
ecosystem.
I mean we'll probably talk about that a
No,
little later.
Dauntless. We play
You're right.
Dauntless.
We play Dauntless. Technically, well,
Yeah,
it's not an Epic game though. It's made by different
but it's in
Phoenix
the
Labs.
ecosystem.
Yeah. Let's talk about our ecosystem. Game Pass update.
Oh baby,
Oh
that's all I
baby.
gotta say.
Oh
Got a
baby.
couple things on there that I'm pretty excited about.
Yeah.
Number one, uh, a game I've thought about buying probably 5 or 6 times. My time at Porsche, I keep thinking about buying it on Switch or somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
Glad I didn't because that's coming out.
Yep.
I
It's
believe
already
it's
out.
actually already out.
Yeah.
Yep. The other one that I was excited about, but also pretty let down by at the same time, was Time Spinner. I really want to play that game, but that one is PC only, so only if you have the
Damn.
Game Pass Ultimate into PC. So that
Well,
one made me a little sad, but if it's on there, um, the PC version's on there. I feel like as soon as it comes out on Xbox, it's going to be on there too. So
sure.
it's sort of good news.
I mean, I have Ultimate, so I could play it.
I also have Ultimate. I just don't have a computer. I don't know why I got Ultimate.
Because
I know
it
why I
was
got
so
Ultimate.
cheap.
It was $1.
It was so
Yeah,
cheap. Like it would be dumb not to get Ultimate
yeah.
covered for 2 years.
No, it still was definitely the right call.
Any other
So no,
games?
then I get a computer.
Was there any other games on the
Um,
Game Pass that you are interested in?
those two are the ones I'm most interested in. But if you haven't played it, Shadow of War or Shadow of Mordor, I don't
Yeah.
remember exactly what it's called. That one is definitely worth it. It's a little bit worse than the first. I don't remember Shadow of War, Shadow of Mordor,
Shadow
whatever
of Mordor.
whatever they're called.
Yeah.
It's a little bit worse than the first one, but it's still very close in terms of gameplay and the amount of fun that you'll have. And it's a little bit more grindy, but if you're just looking for something to sit down and play a game and have some watch a movie in the background, it's a very good game for that.
Yeah, it's definitely on of that list, my time in Portia, which I did play Saturday night for till 3 a.m. from like
Oh God.
11 to 3 a.m. It's not a farming
Let's get
game.
a short review.
You don't really farm it,
Okay.
but you're a builder, so you build stuff. So you have like this
Oh, so this is
workshop.
just
So you have the workshop and
Dragon
like
Quest builders.
yeah. So you have this workshop. I don't know. I haven't played that one, but you're given like your first. You do commissions, so they're to like make. So one of them's like make this bridge. So you got to you got to build all your different tools to build the different that can manufacture the parts first, and then you build the bridge, and then they give you another mission, and then that's the main story. But then you can pick up side commissions or like, hey, I need 5 storage boxes, and we'll give you money, and then you do that. And then you have a ranking within your town because there's other builders. And every month, or they call it a month, but it's really like seasons like Stardew Valley. It's 28 days.
Yeah.
And at the end of it, whoever's the top builder, based on the amount of commissions and the quality of commissions you've done, you get like a bonus, end of month bonus. And it's like extra money, like just stuff. Visually, not great. A little disappointing visually. I was like, it's kind of weak. Kayla walked in. She goes, "Are you playing on the Wii?"
Does kind of look like a Wii game. It looks like Skyward Sword.
Yeah, so it's a little disappointing, but I'm actually enjoying it. It's definitely a fun game, which sucks because I still have to play Stardew Valley. And then I just heard about Graveyard Keeper.
I watched a video on that.
Yeah.
And it looked pretty good.
Yep.
And I was like, I gotta turn this off. I can't.
Yep. I downloaded it.
I'm not gonna watch any more of this.
I downloaded,
You downloaded it?
Yeah, it's on Game Pass.
Oh, see, I think I don't remember where I watched it. I think I watched a video on the Switch and was very tempted to buy it right away. But it's on Game Pass.
Yeah, it's on Game Pass, so
yeah,
it's a morbid version of Stardew Valley, essentially.
My Stardew Valley was already a pretty morbid version.
So
it's just a lone farmer who didn't talk to anybody.
Yeah. So like it's pretty much that Stardew Valley, but you're a graveyard keeper and you're maintaining a graveyard.
I like the sound of that.
Yeah. I was like, God damn it. So yeah, Shadow War I'm interested in. My time in Portia. I'm enjoying it if you like those kind of games. She also said she thought I was playing Animal Crossing. That's what she thought I was playing.
Someday.
Yeah, soon enough. And then Dead Rising 4 might be fun fuck around game, but that's kind of like a maybe I'll get to it one day.
I bought that game, or maybe I bought Dead Rising 3. I don't know. To me, those games weren't that fun after the first one or two.
Yeah.
I don't like the change in gameplay. I enjoyed the being stuck in the mall aspect of it. So that'll be a pass for me.
Hard pass.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the dates, right? So Time of Portia already came out. Blazing Chrome on the 11th. Dead Rising on the 11th.
Undertale is pretty fun.
Undertale? Okay.
But it's hard to really explain. I would say the closest thing that I've played to it is Earthbound, but that's not really that close.
Sure.
I love. You should give it a shot.
I love Earthbound. Cool. All right, let's get into Cyberpunk news. One of our most anticipated games coming up, and we're both geeking over it. A lot of it was Cyberpunk's getting a lot of like this political shit thrown at it. Like people are making it like way. They're trying to find reasons to not like it almost.
I mean, that's how any big game or any highly anticipated game hits that like fan at some point where it's just like people are just looking for a reason to not play this or not enjoy this.
Sure. So let's talk about the one cool thing in the news that came up. Someone asked one of the developers about it, and quote, they said, "I think there's going to be joy, there's going to be tears, and there's going to be laughter, and yeah, there's going to be anger. We're going to give you all that because this is what we are doing. Like, that's one of my main goals. I want to move the players like they're going to feel it so hard. We are coming for you." That's pretty exciting.
To me, it's a little weird, but I mean, I'm excited
It's
that
an emotional
it's going to
journey,
be
essentially. They're saying,
to me that just says it's going to be a good story, which I like, you know.
which we want, right? We played Witcher 3.
It-
That's kind of what we're looking
yes.
for: is a good story with good gameplay mechanics that's going to bring us and
Mhm.
immerse us in the world. And
Yeah, immersive is the main thing that I want. I don't really care if you make me cry or if you make me laugh, but if you make me feel like I'm in that world for as long as I'm playing, and emotions are a part of that,
sure,
obviously, but
sure,
um, that's really what I want. I don't know. We'll see. It's still early on, too early to really say, what the story's about. We've only seen those two demos as far as I can remember.
hmm
I mean, if they make me cry, I'll like the game. I'm probably gonna like the game no matter what.
yeah.
Like, make me cry, you don't make me cry.
I'm
I
kind of
just
a
want to play it.
I'm kind of a bitch, so I probably might cry. I wouldn't be
Oh,
surprised. Yeah, I can't help it. I like that kind of shit. So
I have seen you cry before. It's just quite the sight to see it. It was very emotional.
yeah, because it's crying. Of course, it's emotional.
Yeah.
All right, now let's get to the bad news about Cyberpunk. A lot of people are calling Cyberpunk's going to be a political game. Like, they're trying to make political statements or pick political sides. And
Yeah.
Mike Pondsmith, who created Cyberpunk, the tabletop game, he said, yeah, it's a political game. Everything is political, which is any game with good story is going to have some kind of political ties and pulls and undertones, but it
Yeah.
doesn't have to be preachy, which they're saying is not going to be the case.
This is another one where I feel like it's too early to really
Sure.
take a stand. We don't. This is just somebody saying this
Yeah. And I mean,
somewhere, and that caught steam.
Cyberpunk is its own like genre, and it's always been about the mega corporations
Yeah.
controlling
I mean,
the people that don't, the have and the have nots. It's always been that way. That's literally the point
like
of Cyberpunk.
when I think of Cyberpunk, I think of like 1984. I think of
Yeah.
Android. What's that Android movie? I'm totally blanking on it. You know what I'm talking
Blade
about.
Runner.
Oh God, yes. Can't believe I forgot that. But those sorts of movies are
Yeah.
like Judge Dredd or anything like that, where it's like there's a little bit of politicalness in all. I mean, there's a lot in all of those.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's kind of what I've been expecting. I don't know. I'm not turned off by that at all. If that's something that turns you off, you can't enjoy entertainment because there's slight political leanings in it.
Mm-hmm.
That
Yeah.
sucks for you. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't.
You're
That's a
missing out.
game.
Yeah, if you're missing out if you
Yeah.
can't like get past that, right? Like you're missing out on like this world that's interesting and intriguing.
It's not real. It's set. What year is it? 2019. I'm not gonna do that math right now, but 50 years in the future, 60 years in the future.
Yeah. So like, and like it for him, like Mike Pondsmith essentially stated that it's more like questioning where we are, right? As technology grows and we're going to be, and like who's responsible, who's not responsible, who's right, who's wrong, how our lives are going to be. You could almost point that like with automation and AI now, like seeing where we're going with that, right? So
Yeah.
it'll be interesting. I'm very excited. I love Cyberpunk. I love the setting. So cool.
I like the idea of it.
Yeah,
I like the way
I
that
don't
it
want to live
looks.
through it. Like,
The
go play.
style.
The
No.
style's great. The style's
Yeah.
fantastic. Go watch Altered Carbon. Want more Cyberpunk?
I think I've watched the first like 6 episodes of that twice, and I never end up
I love
finishing it.
that series.
I've enjoyed every time I've watched it. I've enjoyed it, and I
Yeah.
just always stop. But slight game diversion. I watched all of Stranger Things season 3
Yeah,
in 2 days.
nice.
That was great. That was a good style. It was felt much more like season 1 to me.
hmm
Um,
Yeah, I
so
definitely thought season 2 was a bit of a step back.
yeah, so I would say this is if season 2 is 2 steps back, this one's taking one of those steps back. I don't think it's as good as season one, but
Okay.
it's pretty good and pretty stylish.
Cool. Awesome. Nice segue. Or deter. What do you call it? Detour? Detour?
De-
Det-
Detour, yeah.
Detour. All right. So let's get to the meat of
Yeah.
today's episode. Apex
Apex.
Season 2. Let's get through some Apex news, and then we're going to give our Season 2 review, initial review of Season 2. And we discussed we're going to do a mid-season
Week one
review, and then we're going to do an end-of-season review and see how it turned out. So let's get through the Apex news. So EA shares, or EA stocks have tanked. They dropped like 9% since Season 2. And the shareholders are blaming the lack of Season 2 reviews on Twitch. It's a lot lower than they anticipated, and that's one of the reasons why they're performing badly.
I mean, I get where they're coming from. Like, influencers are
Sure.
probably the biggest impact on whether or not somebody's going to play a game, or especially go back to a game that's already been out. EA is a big company. If you're putting all of your eggs in Apex, you're not doing it right.
No.
I know it's, maybe just a quarterly thing, but you shouldn't just be banking on this. Like, you should have other properties and ideas and things going on that are impacting your shares.
Well,
I
they
think
they
Apex-
did. They had Anthem, and they have Battlefield 5.
Well, maybe you should be blaming Anthem.
Maybe exactly, like maybe your shit product is shit, or maybe your other shit products is what's bringing you down. Why are we blaming? Like, you had this. I bet Anthem cost 2 times as much, maybe 3 times as much to develop.
Probably more than that. It's been going. I mean,
Yeah.
we don't know the full backstory for Apex, but Anthem, they first announced it 4 years ago.
Yeah, 4 or 5 years. Yeah, it's been developed a long
Yeah.
time. I bet it's 2 or 3 times more expensive to develop than Apex been. Battlefield 5 is probably not, because they've had the Frostbite engine for a long time and they're still working off that engine. But it's probably definitely more expensive than Apex, right?
Yeah, both of them
So
for
you have-
sure.
you have
I'd
these two
have to say.
AAA titles, high production quality titles, tanking hella hard.
Yeah. I'm not. Yes, Apex hurt me, but Battlefield tanking so hard really sucks for me because I was a big Battlefield player before.
It's a damn
Hey,
shame.
that was like by far my most played. I just love sniping. I loved
Yeah.
getting a helicopter flying around. That was so much fun. And then they just destroyed this one, and I didn't even buy it. I don't think I've not bought a Battlefield for 10 years.
That's a damn shame.
So-
It's a wonderful franchise, and they ruined the franchise. It's terrible. And they're trying to. What's
Yeah.
crazy is they like coming out with their own battle royale like a month after Apex within their own essentially ecosystem. It doesn't make any sense.
They're just not. It's tough to hate on EA. I mean, it's not tough to hate on them because they're EA, but
And they do a lot of dumb
obviously
shit.
they are gonna make all of that money back and more as soon as FIFA comes out or as soon as Madden comes out.
Yeah.
So they're doing something right. It's just they get stuck in their own ways, and then they don't really think outside of that box very well.
Yeah, and it's really hurting cherished developers like BioWare, cherished developers like DICE.
I honestly, I don't. At this point, I think that I know EA has been involved with a lot of BioWare stuff lately, or pretty much everything lately. But I think this is on BioWare's failures are on BioWare to me.
Yeah. Well,
That's not. It doesn't
because they had
seem like
Andromeda, right?
EA
Andromeda
Yeah.
shit too. So 2 back-to-back bad launches. I actually enjoyed Andromeda. If I didn't have problems with Andromeda as much
The
as other
combat
people
was
do.
fun.
Yeah, it was better than Anthem.
Yeah, easily.
I enjoyed it. I actually didn't mind the story. People I talked to my buddy. He's a big Mass Effect fan, and he's like, I just can't deal with it because it's so different than Mass Effect, I was like, yeah, but if you take away those glasses and just focus on objectively of this one single product, it does fine. It's a fine product.
You
It's not a
can't do that
10.
though. If Mass Effect is in the name, you're stuck thinking
Yeah.
it's a Mass Effect game,
And that goes
which
back
it's
to
not.
yeah, it goes back to our Halo conversation about Halo 5, right? If they just called that Halo Guardians and not Halo 5 as a spin-off of as a continuation of the Master Chief story, they just call it Halo Guardians and said this is just kind of like ODST, right? This is just a different story within the world. It's not part of the Master Chief saga.
Would have been better.
Much better. Well, and then their marketing was
Although I didn't play the
disingenuous.
story, so
It's fantastic. I can't wait till you get to it. It's fantastic.
we're still on Halo 2. I think we have one level left.
Okay, I'll take it back. I won't say it's fantastic. It's okay for what it's like. If you took away all the memories of the marketing they planned for it, if you removed all that, it's good. It's good enough. It's a 7. 7 out of 10? 7's fine. So,
German's here.
yeah.
Hey, come wave
But-
at him.
But I also think, like this.
You guys doing your podcast?
Yes, we are. Annyeong.
Aw, Faulkner's adorable.
No, he doesn't. Don't say that.
But if I think this mindset that Apex is supposed to like replace Fortnite is a ridiculous concept.
No, nothing will ever replace Fortnite until Fortnite completely destroys itself.
Yeah, it's just a different demographic. It's
They're
catering
different
to.
games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like just because they're
Completely
both
different.
BRs doesn't mean they're gonna appeal to the same demographics, right? Like
No, I don't like Fortnite. I mean, Fortnite's okay.
yeah, we played like a few seasons of it, so
Yeah, no, I enjoyed what I did, but
yeah.
the way that things change so quickly there, and it's just the building aspects of it. It's not for me.
Yeah. And then the marketing's
Apex was for
different.
me.
As a game, the marketing's completely different, right?
Yeah.
They've done marketing with the Avengers movies. They've done marketing with the John Wick movie. They've done marketing with Stranger Things. Like the money
know that.
the money they put into Fortnite for marketing, essentially, those are all marketing ploys.
They're
That's
so different. Yeah.
It's very different. Like Apex is not doing any of it, so of course it's not going to be as popular because it's not touching these pop culture things that are going on outside of the game. Like you can't it's apples and oranges, even though you can compare fruit. Fruit is comparable. It's terrible. That's a terrible saying.
Yeah.
I don't know why people use
I
that
take
saying.
that one back.
Yeah, I don't know why people use
I've
that
never
saying.
heard that before.
Apples and oranges? You've never heard of that?
Oh, no, I've heard that. I thought you meant fruit is comparable.
Fruit is
It's a saying.
comparable. They're literally the same. No, that's not a saying, but apples and oranges is a saying. But it's a
Yeah.
different sport. That's probably better. They're two different
Yeah.
sports.
Yes, that is a better way to say it.
Yeah.
So
So, shame on EA.
can't compare fruit.
You can't
yeah.
compare fruit. You
Or-
can
well,
compare
not,
fruit.
Not EA, the investors. EA. I don't think that.
Yeah, but EA has to set
Them.
the expectations for the people
That's
that
true.
invest in it. That's the problem. They got to set proper expectations, right? If they're telling investors that this game is the next Fortnite, that's disingenuous.
It's what they hoped.
Yeah.
I feel like maybe it wasn't disingenuous early on, but
It
it
is.
is.
There's a lot of
It's misleading.
It's very misleading. There's a lot of smart people out going there going, these type of gamers play this game, and these type of gamers can do these games. This game does this type of marketing, and this has this type of demographic. This one does not. Like, it's logic, but we've been in the
Yeah.
tech industry long
I mean,
enough. Like you've
if
worked
you're
in
an
tech
investor,
industry,
Yeah.
that logic seems to like just apply to every tech company we work at. Right?
I don't know about that.
I'm just saying, like, it's like, all right, I guess. All right, let's get into actual Apex Season 2. Apex launched. Interestingly enough, they actually did a mid-week update.
Yeah, I think they always do a Tuesday update.
Well, they did the Tuesday update was the launch of the season. They did on Friday or Saturday, they did another update and actually made
yes,
changes
the small balance update. I think specifically that it was a debuff to the alternator and the new the hop up. A lot of people were saying that was way too OP, and just in general, the two new hop ups, I believe the I don't remember what they're called.
So it's the disruptor
Power
rounds.
bullets and disruptor rounds.
It was
Definitely
the
not power bullets.
power bullets. It was definitely the disruptor rounds for only for
The alternator.
alternator. Yeah.
Those did feel super strong,
Yeah. Yeah.
which they should have been nerfed, and I'm glad that they took quick action. I think I would prefer that they do that throughout the season. Like if things just don't feel right, just do something quickly.
I expect another adjustment tomorrow. Tweak tomorrow.
We'll see. Maybe not a big adjustment, but some small minor things. I still think that maybe those disruptor rounds and whatever the power bullet equivalent is are probably a little too hammer point
yeah.
rounds. Yeah. I think those are probably still a little bit too strong.
Yeah, because it triples the damage of the P2020.
Yeah,
You
I'll never
three-shot
forget
someone.
the first time I picked that up, and I don't think I even had armor, and I just ran at a full squad, and I was like, well, I'm gonna die anyways. I'm just gonna do this. I ended up knocking all of them, and I was like, I just had a P2020. That was it. That was so stupid.
So
I
sick,
can't believe
though.
that happened.
Yeah. So
It was a lot of fun.
yeah. So the midweek patch, they did 3 changes. They changed the disruptor rounds specifically. No, actually for both weapons. So the hop up itself from a 2.26 multiplier down to a 1.7. And then they also said that it's a minor tweak, and they're going to reevaluate the weapon meta next week. That's what they said on their post. Yeah. And then the second change was they removed location-based daily challenges.
I really like that. I forgot about that one.
That was great.
Those sucked because it really did. It just, I mean, they weren't the worst things in the world because, when you and I are playing, it's like, okay, wherever the flight path goes, we'll just go for whoever spot is closer,
Sure.
But whenever I would play solo, it's like, I'm never going to get to go to this random spot. Like, nobody ever is going to go to the dam or whatever. And I'm just never going to get that elimination there.
Yeah.
Because nobody wants to go there.
Nobody wants to go
So
there.
I'm glad they took those out.
We can go more into challenges. I do have some cons about challenges I will go into when we get into that next section. And then the third thing they changed was they temporarily disabled the leaving penalty in ranked play. I guess it was creating some bugs, so they removed that, which I actually saw. We did see more people leaving a couple days ago over the weekend than when the season first started.
That could also have been because we were in the wrong queue.
That's possible
because
too.
Of me.
Yeah, that is possible.
But that one, good if they identified that's causing bugs. I'm glad you take it out. I haven't noticed too much. Too many people leaving, so I think it's okay for now.
Cool.
But we're still pretty early on.
It's still early, yeah. All right, let's get into environment. How do you like the map changes?
I like everything they've done on the ground floor of the map. I don't really like how the 2 behemoths have impacted, I guess, the way you drop.
Yeah, I don't like it
the
either.
flight path just, it kind of sucks. It's like, well, I can't really go to these places. It's nice because it kind of keeps everybody all on one side, unless somebody, it funnels people to one area, which is nice. And if you want to play extra safe, you can get around that too. But I don't really like that. But everything else I think has been great. I like that they've added some extra buildings, all the areas that change. The cage is really nice. I even like the behemoths a little bit. I enjoy being around them on the ground, like when they raise their feet and stomp. I think that's cool. creates cool fighting areas, and they do look cool.
Yeah,
So,
like
um,
aesthetically, they're very pleasing. But you're right. I'm not. The flight path's kind of getting in the
yeah,
way.
but
Not a big
that's
fan.
the worst thing, and it's so easy to just. There's always somewhere that I like to land, but I find myself waiting much longer to decide
Yeah,
this season compared to last.
I do. I like they changed the map enough to make it feel fresh again, but not enough where it
Yeah,
feels too foreign, like you're learning a whole new
yeah,
map, right? Because like our favorite drops, artillery, air, airfield, is it airfield?
airfield. Yeah, I think
Airfield,
so. Those
market,
two didn't change.
right? Those are
And
like our
market.
three top places we go to probably.
Hmm.
They're the same, but the
Yeah,
routes in between are not. So
completely different.
yeah, I'd be interested to see what they do now with in season 3, how the map changes.
I have a feeling that season 3 will be, they've taken back over
Mm-hmm.
and really built up a bit, so it'll be a little bit more close quarters fighting.
Yeah,
Uh, so it's like bigger cities, I want to say.
maybe see Skull Town kind of build up a little bit.
So yeah, like, and there will be Skull Town will get bigger, and there will be another Skull Town size place. So
All right, that'd be
that's what
interesting.
I anticipate,
Yeah,
but who knows? I didn't really expect this
or maybe
until they started.
the only way to kill the Leviathans is to bomb the whole place, so they fucking blow up everything, and they have like airfield gets blown up.
Yeah,
I don't
that would
know.
be pretty cool too.
Yeah.
Just level everything and we go to a different island.
Oh, that'd be wild. That'd be
Yeah,
crazy. Oof, I don't know about that. Maybe that'd be wild if they did that. That'd be fucking crazy. They're like, hey,
be
new map,
cool.
guys, check it out. I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah. I mean, they could always bring the other one back. Say this is a replica one.
2 map setup,
Yeah,
and then
who
every time
knows?
you spin up, you could go on one map or another. Ooh, that'd be interesting variety.
Hmm.
But I mean, Fortnite does a good job of doing one map with
Changes.
major changes with one map. Like they could
Yeah,
change swamp, like drain swamp, and put something else there or whatnot.
that would be really funny if they drain swamp and replace it with the desert.
Yeah,
Just go the Fortnite route,
yeah. Why not? Seems to work.
which might actually
Change the buildings
make
around.
that area better. Just because, like, I like landing at swamp, but it kind of sucked landing there. So
Hmm.
I would be happy if swamp got big changes next time.
Yeah. Like I would like to. Yeah, if they just change it. That's a big area. Not a lot of people go to. At least I don't think so.
No,
There's many drops I've gone there, and there's like no one there. So
yeah, it's usually 1 to 3 teams.
yeah. So yeah. All right. What about? Let's talk about Watson. Not a fan, are you?
Uh, no, I actually like Watson. I prefer to have one on my team and not me be them.
Yeah.
Her ult is super useful. Her fence can be pretty useful if used well.
Yeah.
I have been sticking pretty much just to Lifeline,
Octane.
Bloodhound, and Octane this season. I think Octane is the new #1 sweaty tryhard character just because he didn't get nerfed. So I like to play him.
Yeah.
And I have always enjoyed his play style and his passive, I think are super useful. But Watson, I like her. I think she's cool. I think she's in an okay place now. I don't know if I like that her stuff stays up after you kill her.
Mm-hmm.
It's nice that I guess you can sort of use that, but it's also there's been a bunch of times where I, run through an area and I'll see that like all set up in a building and I'll expect somebody to be there and just like, oh no, what do I do? Like,
Yeah.
what's going on? Which isn't the worst problem to have, but
Yeah.
she's good, but I would say she's like a B to C tier character
I definitely
right
got to
now.
learn to play her better because I don't like. I pretty much you got to use those ults more often. Because that thing charges
Yeah.
quick, and then you carry some ultimate accelerants, and then it charges right back up.
You pretty much want to put that down anytime you get in a fight,
Yeah,
in my experience.
like
If you
just put
have
it
it,
down.
put it down.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because the shield charging, which is nice, it's not very fast.
No.
You could even make
But
an argument to buff it up just a, like there's a balance, right?
I
Is
think-
it too much or not enough, right? Just because I think everyone
I think-
benefits no matter what, right? Even the enemies
You
benefit from it.
probably, yeah, you probably want to buff up the speed, but make it so that if, if that machine, whatever it's called, knocks down a grenade or gets shot, then it stops for 10 seconds or whatever,
Or what if
So it's,
if it shoots down a grenade, it actually charges it up more?
well, that'd be nice too. But I feel like that could be sort of over. No, because then you're relying on, it's pretty RNG if people are going to throw grenades.
Yeah.
It's not really RNG. It's just, do they have grenades or not? If they have,
Yeah.
they're going to throw them at us.
Yeah, I don't know.
If they're not, who knows? I think she needs a little bit of work to become better, but in general, she's fun to play.
I'm gonna fuck with her a little bit more this week and see how I like her, because I haven't played her. I played her a little bit, but I don't use her skills as much as you pretty much need to constantly be using her skills, both her tactical and her ult.
The most fun I had playing her, I was playing with a couple randoms, and I remember we got pinched. Somebody ziplined us into one of the caves towards the next zone, and I just built a weave, like a web of the fence, and they had to run through that to follow us through the zone, and we just picked them off.
Oh, that's
super
great.
easily.
Yeah,
That
I
was
was
a lot of
watching.
fun.
I watched a couple of video ones where, like, when you go to bunker, and you know how everyone runs in,
Oh.
just start making them
Yes.
as you run in. I was like, oh, that's fucking smart. Why didn't I even think of that? That's why I'm dumb.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, that's smart to slow everyone behind me down. It's great.
Yeah,
Never thought
and
of
it
that.
hurts. It actually hurts pretty hard. Or
Yeah.
it
Slow-
hits pretty hard.
Slow enough, right? Enough for you to get a gun to come back and kill them when you land a
Well,
bunker.
yeah, and
Yeah.
the damage that it does, like
Does it do
it's generally
a lot of
good.
damage?
It does damage too.
Oh,
If they get stuck in it,
okay.
if you have a web and they get stuck in it, it
Yeah.
does a decent amount.
I like that. Interesting. I did see someone made a kill room with it. So they
I saw that one.
weaved in the room, and then the Mirage or the Wraith created a portal and then baited a team to
Yeah.
go through the portal, and they landed in it.
That
I
one
was
was
like,
fun.
that was really good. I was like, I'm impressed. I'm impressed.
Bringing back the old caustic days.
Yeah, yeah. Well, Caustic's killing people now too. I saw
Caustic's a lot of fun.
someone. So in airfield, you go into the plane, right? You go through the cargo. Guy trapped them in with
yes.
three tanks. I was like, god damn it, that's really smart.
Yeah, I would 100% throw one of those tanks where they could just walk right around it.
Yeah, I could never do that.
No,
I don't think that well. All right, let's talk about the weapon meta, because that's the big one, man. That's probably the biggest change to this game is the weapon meta. The 2 hop-ups.
I was
Changed
running
everything.
around today. I played a little bit. I had a 301 and was running around, found a disruptor round, hop up, and I was like, damn, I gotta find a RE45 or an alternator now. I gotta drop this thing.
Yeah.
And it was like, I'm running around looking for this gun that previously I would have dropped almost immediately or not even picked up.
I think it's wonderful.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
I think it's been pretty good for the game, just because it makes it more interesting. But I do wish that they weren't so good that you almost felt like you need to use them.
They can tone it down probably. Like the P2020 is a 3-shot kill. Like they can move that down to a 4-shot or even a 5-shot kill, because that gun shoots really fast.
Yeah. I mean, you'd have to give it a little bit more ammo then, but
Yeah.
it's good. I think the weapons are in a good place right now. Besides the L-Star, I think that one is pretty garbage.
Yeah, the overheat's a little
but I
too
haven't-
fast.
Yeah. But everything else is pretty good. I like what they buffed.
Yeah.
Nothing feels too weak, really. Haven't had enough time with the Mozambique to say whether I like it or not, but every other gun
Mozambique
at
one
its
shots.
full capacity. It one shots.
It one shots. If you can get one in the head and two to the chest, like the
Okay.
Mozambique drill, yeah, it one shots.
Yeah.
It's fucking great. That's wonderful.
So that's cool.
It's a high risk gun, right? It's only got 3 rounds.
Yeah.
And you have to get, like, to one shot, you have to get a specific hit pattern. Right? So you have to get one in the head.
And they have to have no shields.
And they have to have no shields, yeah. So, like, like, I keep toying with the idea of, like, if I can get the hop ups, like doing like a RE45 Mozambique combo.
Yeah. I picked both of those up earlier today and didn't find the hop-ups for either of them and ran around with those guns for way longer than I'd like to admit.
Yeah. So
a
it's
little
like
bit too long. Got
it's almost better to pick up the hop up and hope to find the gun later,
Yeah.
right?
Oh, I think that's definitely the way to do it unless you find them right off the bat.
Yeah. So that's a combo I want to try out. I'm like, fuck it, that seems fun. Like, to embarrass someone at the end of a match. Like, if you could win with a Mozambique shot, fuck.
Yeah. I've seen a couple clips and it does look fun.
Yeah. So, I think it's great. I think the meta's wonderful. Right? It's varied. It's very varied. Like almost anything is viable now. Anything you pick up.
Yeah. It's been pretty good. They've definitely put work into making the season better, and it shows.
Yeah.
Particularly with the guns and the map too. I think the map, even with the Leviathans or Behemoths messing up the flight path, it's a much improved game from season 1.
It's in a great place. Let's talk about the season pass. Rewards look great. It looks like what we wanted from our complaints from last season.
Looks better. I haven't really gone through like reward by reward and said, I like this one, I don't like this one, I like this one, I don't like this one. But in general, they are much better.
Yeah.
It's nice to not get 50,
Banners.
Whatever they're called, tags, banners.
Yeah. Trackers. I think they're called
sucks.
trackers, right?
Trackers, yeah.
Yeah.
That was not fun.
That was garbage. So there's some good legendary weapon skins. There's some good character skins. There's enough crafting material to make one legendary skin, which is good. So I think there's one legendary Apex pack.
Yep. There's a purple one, a purple pack, whatever purples are called.
I think it's fine. I think they added the new thing, the trails. I haven't unlocked yet, but where the skydive emote.
Never put it on.
Yeah, the skydive emote. I think that's a cool, fun thing to add to the game. Right? It's fun. They added music, like starting music. I'm like, okay, that's cool. That's fun. I think added a couple new cosmetic type items is the smart play, right? So,
definitely getting rid of all those just filler items on the last battle pass was key to this battle pass being successful. Like no matter what else they did, like if it was just the same rewards, it would have tanked.
Yeah, it would have been bad. And then they introduced challenges as part of it, and for the most part,
which have been pretty good. Yeah. Not too hard. Besides those first couple of days, where it was like, you get a finishing move in swamps.
Like, fuck me, that's not happening. Yeah,
it's like I'm gonna land at swamps 15 times today and maybe see 2 other teams.
Yeah, and maybe pull off a finishing move.
Yeah. There are many times where I knock somebody and then just, for whatever reason, didn't have the time to even attempt a finishing move. When either win or lose, it's like, that sucked. Like, we just landed there 10 times, and I finally got somebody.
So
I don't know.
I think they're great. I'm already at rank 11 or rank 12. You said you're 13.
I think I'm 13.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
It's pretty fast.
It's pretty fast, but I think it completely relies on completing challenges.
Sure. Which
there is the one, get experience and you'll rank up one battle pass rank, but it's a little bit rough, because if you aren't having fun doing those challenges, you're not going to complete that battle pass or that week, whatever, or those daily challenges, which I think is sort of the wrong way to do it. I think experience should have more of an
Weight.
impact.
More weight. Yeah, because they
Yeah,
reduce it.
a little bit.
The fact that they took away the daily wins, right?
Yeah,
They took away the experience for the daily wins. So,
I haven't been rotating legends as much.
oh no.
Kind of sticking to the same 2 or 3.
And I think they need to bring that back because the idea of like playing the different legends, like,
Was a lot of fun.
was fun, right? Because I don't touch some at all now, right? I just stick to the meta, right? Pretty
Pretty
much
much.
it, right? There's no incentive
It's the
for me
smart
to
way to do
try,
it.
other than the daily
I
challenge
haven't-
where it's like get a kill with Octane, right? Other than that,
Yeah.
I don't really care. So
Yeah, that's the only thing that changes my game style. But I only get like one of those a day, so it's like, oh, I'm gonna play 1 or 2 games as Caustic, and then gonna switch back.
yeah. The other thing I'm not a huge fan of the challenges is that everyone's challenge is different, especially
I
for
both like that and don't like that.
well, for me it's for geographical stuff.
Well, they took those all out.
Yeah, but no, they're gonna bring it back.
Hopefully not.
Yeah, but I would prefer like to have. I don't know. I think I enjoyed like Fortnite when they had everyone had the same ones, and you like everyone like
Yeah.
me and you, we plan like, all right, we're gonna go here, and we're gonna go
here.
here, and then our route here, and I kind of like the chase that
The planning of it,
Fortnite's
yeah.
of it. So
No, it's there. It's a little bit more solitary, I guess.
yeah, for a team game, it's definitely more solitary. It's kind of odd, but overall, I'm happy with. I'm glad it's there. At the end of the day,
Oh, yeah. That
100%.
was the other thing that if they didn't include that this season,
Yeah,
it
I
would have been like a hard pass.
Yeah, because I need a reason to play. Like other than to play,
Yeah.
like I need goals. So let's get into rank mode. We spent a lot of time in rank mode. We're both silver, barely silver. I'm barely silver. You're
No,
probably
I think
higher
I'm
than me.
silver
I'm
3
silver
or
4.
2.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a bit farther up than you, but
I
not,
was-
not by much.
I will say silver plays different than bronze. It feels different.
You can already tell the higher up you get, the more campy it's going to be,
Yeah.
which isn't terrible for us since we already kind of play that way
Yeah.
a lot. I don't know. It seems okay, and I think it's good that they included it. I don't know if it's
tell you-
game changing.
I tell you what, endgame gets really intense because there's still 5
do-
teams, 7 teams at the last 2
I do like
circles. Man, that is.
Like that last one we played last night, where it's just we're all in swamps and there's like 6 teams. It's like
Yeah.
this is insane. Like how are we supposed to do anything?
Yeah, and then we got wrecked because we got 10, there's like 10 people on us, like
Yes.
both sides.
We got second place.
Did we? I feel like
I
we
mean,
didn't.
me and the other guy did. You got wrecked.
Oh man, I got like just killed real quick. I was like melted. I was like, maybe I shouldn't be on the. And that's where Watson seems interesting because I should have just stayed
Yeah.
inside the building and then let Watson build it up.
Yeah, that's what the Watson and I
That's
and our
part of
team
the
did.
meta. Yeah.
Yeah,
So that's me learning what we have to do now is like, yeah, you pretty much got to stay in buildings, and if you have a Watson, build up the fences and put it down your ultimate and a camp.
it's just kind of lame, but also it is fun when it's that
When you're-
small and that many teams, and you're just like,
Yeah.
this is crazy. Like I don't know where anybody is. Like I don't want to really move at all because somebody could kill me at any moment.
Yeah.
So
And that goes back to the camping. Because there's camping, I feel like you're going to see a lot more sniper rifles. More long-range weapons. It
I haven't
de-emphasizes
seen-
the closer range weapons.
yeah, I feel like it's still been pretty close range heavy.
Well,
in my
consoles,
experience, but
I mean, consoles, I think always going to be more towards that close range stuff because accuracy with a console is going to be different than a PC. But I'm kind of want to try out like more DMR setups and see how that goes.
I mean, the longbow is a lot of fun.
Yeah, so
It has been since that last update.
yeah. So yeah. So a lot more intense fights at the end. a lot more intense.
It's
So
very crazy.
yeah, so I like it. It's like a weird love and hate because the campiness just feels slow, but at the same time, it's like
It's got that good battle royale tension. Where
yeah,
it kind of makes your heart just go boom, 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 boom,
you're
boom.
just like sitting there. You're like, oh my god, there's fucking 7 teams, and you're on the 5th circle or 6th circle, and you're
Yeah.
like, this is insane. So
Yeah.
I think for when we're queuing together with one random, they're kind of hit and miss still. And especially in ranked,
randoms.
ranked definitely feels like, man, you got to party up if you want to play ranked seriously.
Yeah. I didn't care at all in bronze, but now in silver, it's like, this kind of sucks with the
Yeah.
random. Like
Yeah.
you really don't know who you're gonna get.
And one thing I did realize, or I didn't realize I was doing, but I'm realizing now is when we're playing before, you never really needed to thirst anyone. Like, all right, they're knocked down. All right, let me go
Oh,
run around. Now you like, I gotta thirst them because I need that point. Because if I die in this fight, I don't want to go negative. I want to
I
break even at least.
I always thirst just because I don't want people pinging where I am.
That's fair. I mean, that's
So
smart too. Yeah,
if it's safe, I'll always thirst.
yeah.
It sucks because like I hate when people thirst me, but
Uh-huh.
it's like I'm not gonna let you ping where I am and just give your teammate an update.
Yeah.
Uh,
Well, I think there's more
but
incentive now,
also, yeah,
right? 'Cause
to
you're not getting points for knocks. You're getting points for kills. So if you're not killing that guy, you're not getting a point. So, but
it's true.
when we accidentally queue into normal, man, those games feel a lot easier. Not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna
What
lie.
what did we won two
Yeah. Yeah, we're like,
in
man,
normal? It's like,
we're
damn,
doing a
this
good
is easy.
job.
Yeah, that'd be my fault. Actually, not my fault. That'd be Apex's fault for giving us that
Yeah.
disconnect like 18 times in a row,
Oh
which
man, it was
has
bad.
not been great this season.
Yeah, it's been bad. The
Um,
networking.
so hopefully that steps up.
Yeah, but no. Other than that, I think season 2 is off to a wonderful start. I think we're in it for a treat. I hope they have some events planned throughout the season, more than
That'd be
last
great.
season. Because last
Yep.
season they only had like a couple. No, they had that one big one, and then a couple of weekend experience ones, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
which is nothing.
And I
Really.
enjoyed that big one they did at the end of the season. I hope they put one in the middle of the season though.
Yeah, give
Right.
us two of those.
Yeah, get us fired back up, right? Because we're gonna play for about 3 weeks, probably really hard, 4 weeks, and then we're gonna want to get a little tired of it. So you need an event
Hmm.
to spin us back up, right? Every 4 weeks, do an event. Do a 1 month in, 2 months in, end of season event. Bop bop
Yeah.
bop.
I hope so.
Even if it's just a week long.
I
That last one
hope.
was 2 weeks long. Just a week long. Bop bop bop.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah, or just a weekend.
Yeah. Whatever.
Just
Something.
Literally something.
Something every 4 weeks. That's all. So.
Yeah, please.
All right. I think that's all we got for today. You have anything else?
That's all I got. No.
All right. All right, you fucks. All right. We got to go play. I still have one weekly challenge left to do in Apex before tomorrow's update. Let's go.
I don't, because I don't suck at the game.
That's fair. Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.